They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Because she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. I am Lisa. I shall be your hostess and tarot reader this evening. Good evening and welcome to everybody, wherever you are, whatever time of day or night it is where you are joining us. Good evening and welcome to you. Good evening, Patricia. Patricia is here. Patricia is one of our lovely mods, and you can tell the mods because on the actual stream itself, if you're in the chat, the mods have their names in blue and there is a little spanner or wrench symbol next to their name. So good evening to all of you as you start coming in and watching the stream live. I sound very croaky, do I? Hang on. Do you mean... Oh. Hopefully that sounds a bit better. I've just turned it back down a little bit. It might have been very, very loud. Hopefully that's a little better now. Let me just make sure. Yep, everything there is okay. My mic's up on a decent level on there. Let me just make sure you can hear this. Hopefully you heard that all okay. So then, good evening, everybody. I do hope that Tuesday's stream finds you well. We've gone and done... Oh, sore throat croaky. No, I'm okay, actually. I think I was just swallowing my coffee. Holland's given me a challenge. I'll talk about it a little bit later. So good evening, Jessica90. How are you, my love? I hope you're okay. So yeah, before I did this stream, I did do my usual Slimming World stream. So we have talked about that over on Beyond Authentic Health. So if you want to follow mine and Rufus's journey as we basically try and lose weight and do whatever we can to get some weight off, then do go and check that channel out. It's a good channel if you're looking for weight loss hits and tricks. Yes, tips and tricks. Good evening, Percy. Hello, my darling. I'm not sure whether you've been here before, my love. Yeah, no, I'm doing okay, Patricia. How are you this evening? Evening, Jessica and Patricia. Jessica and Percy, says Patricia. Yeah, you can go over to the website if you wanted to get a private reading from me, or there are various ways that you can get readings here on this channel. So how would you get a reading on this here channel of ours? Well, it's dead simple. Dead simple. So the easiest way is oh, my button's not working. There we go. The easiest way is to wait until we open a round. Once that happens, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, to request a reading, you pop your question in. You can either ask it as a super chat, or you can pop it in when we open up a free round. You can tell because you'll be able to hear this noise. Sorry, it took a couple of seconds for that to play then. So yeah, you will be able to hear that. And that is going to be your notification bell, if you like, to go ahead and get your questions in. We are going to start readings fairly soon this evening. We're going to start it fairly quickly. Now, there are, in fact, some rules on the channel, okay? We call them our housekeeping here. And it's basically... Look, basically it's don't be an idiot, right? That's what it is. Don't be an idiot. I'm sure I don't have to say that to anybody here. This is historically an incredibly warm and comforting space to be on the interwebs. So but just in case, here are our housekeeping rules. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. Indeed, that last one is actually quite important. Do make sure that you are not doxing yourself anywhere on the interwebs, especially here, because we are a wonderful channel. We are a very warm and welcoming channel, but even here, even in our lovely corner of the internet, just keep yourself safe. Don't post anything that is going to put yourself or your privacy at risk. Right then, Holland is here. Hello, Holland. Patricia, let me tell you what Holland did to me while I'm drinking this very delicious cup of coffee. So, we were on the weight loss channel, me and Rufus. Holland popped in. We were having a discussion. I said I needed to do a challenge for the weight loss this week. So I'm going to do a 10 sin challenge, which is part of Slimming World. Is there are things called sins, S-Y-N, and you normally you're allowed 15. So I've got a week ahead of me of keeping it to within 10. And then Holland said, why don't I do a week without coffee? So starting tomorrow morning, I will have a week without any coffee at all. Yes, that's going to be an incredibly interesting challenge. Don't forget, everybody, if you don't know why that is such a challenge, then, well, it's because I'm a coffee addict, basically. Our members only stream used to be called the Coffee Club. Now it is the Crow Collective. But there was a reason that our members, if you look at their names, if you look at Holland's name just here, look, there was a little coffee cup next to their names. And on our membership, they're done in ranges of coffee, types of coffee. But talking about our membership, we do have our memberships are open. You can get yourself access to live streams and members only live streams, information, other videos at least normally a day early, and you can also get members exclusives, what's it called, emojis and things like that.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Well, I'm not sure about that anymore, Patricia. I'm honestly, I mean, you know, I thought so too. I thought that Holland was my friend as well. I did. And now I've got a week without coffee. But I did say to Rufus, there was no mention of energy drinks. So I'll probably still be able to have one energy drink a day. So I'm not completely caffeine free. And it just means I don't think I like fruity tea bags and things. I know I like Earl Grey and Lady Grey, but I'm not sure I've got any of that in. But I do have fruity tea bags that I don't normally like. So nice. Anyway, let's go ahead. It's 12 minutes past 7. Let's go ahead and open the round for the first time. So if you would like a tarot reading here on the channel, this is what you need to do. Go ahead. Pop your question to that there live chat, starting with the word question, or send your question through as a super chat. Don't forget, super chats of more than £8, which is about $10 or more. Super chats of that amount will automatically get themselves a longer reading. So if you would like to get your question in, then do please go ahead, get yourself in for the free round, get your name in, start your question with the word question, or send it through as a super chat. You've got about 30 seconds.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Thank you, Holland. I was just saying that I can't quite control my temperature. So I'm a bit warm, but then I get a bit cold. So that's why I've taken the cardigan off. But yes, I totally agree, Patricia. All your sympathies for the next week to my neighbours and to Rufus. I know, right? I know. The mic should be back on. Everything should be fine now. Yes, it is. So then it looks like we've got one question that came in. So Jessica 90, my darling, you are the first cab off the rank. So then let's go ahead and start the readings for this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer the camera over. So be prepared. We're going to swap over in 3, 2, 1. And now we are on the card cam. Hello. So then let's just, I need a little when it goes over to there, don't I? So then, oops. The deck I'm using today, as always, is the Fifth Spirit Tarot. I will change it up this coming Sunday. I will swap it out again. In fact, the members, if I get 2 or 3 decks on the desk in front of me, then the members can pick the cards for the next week. I think that'll be an interesting way to go. I've also got a couple of decks that I haven't used on the streams before, so that could be interesting. So then, let's have a look. Oh, hold on. I don't have your question up. Why don't I have your question up? Because why don't I have your question up? How about if I do that? Right, there we go. Let me put myself back in the corner. There you go. Now I can see your question. That was very strange. That was very, very odd indeed. But anywho, there we go. So we're going to cleanse the space as always. So we do that with the bell. And I'm going to bring in Wispy. Wispy is my air elemental dragon. If you want to know exactly what my dragon is, then do have a look in the chat now. I've put a link to the podcast episode all about my dragons. They are servitors, egregores, tulpas, something like that. There's a whole episode where we discuss what they are and how to create your own. I do agree, Holland, you did slightly piss on your own chips there. Yes, that is a phrase, I think. Good evening, Sarah. I hope you are well. Good evening to Dormouse as well. Hello, my love. Good, nice to see you, Dormouse. Sarah, I'm enjoying your unboxings on your channel. So if you want to know what, we've had the 9 of Pentacles drop. So Jessica, I'll explain what this card is all about in just a second. It's got its own special uniqueness. We'll discuss that in just a second. I was just literally saying, Sarah is known on the YouTubes as Shannon Demdike, the Wicker Midnight Crafter. And she has a series of unboxings on her channel where she talks about the Coven box, the Witch box, and also the one that I get, which is Witch Casket. Now, I will say both Sarah and Patricia both get the Witch box. Now, I don't want to get the box itself because I don't need another. I'm barely holding on at the moment to Witch Casket. I love Witch Casket, but there's a lot in it that I just don't need anymore in my life. I don't need a lot more clutter, but I do love it. However, Witchbox this last month had an art piece, a square art piece that was genuinely really, really lovely. It was kind of the Wheel of the Year, but it had days and it was like a week Wheel of the Year. It was like a Wheel of the Week, but it had different correspondences on it. And I only saw it in passing. What I need to do is go and watch Sarah's video again and then basically copy down what it had on that and draw out my own little chart thing, because it was really interesting. It's the only thing that I've ever seen in a witch box that has made me go, oh! And I went on their website and it's not available on their website. But anyway, that's the only thing ever that I've looked at and gone, oh, I'd like one of those. Anywho, Jessica 90, let's have a look. What can I know? Wise thoughts about you. He's your friend, but you have feelings for him. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. This is what is called a clarifying or modifying card. Okay, it literally does what it says on the tin. It clarifies the reading or it modifies the reading. So what is the 9 of Pentacles? What's it all about? Well, this card, Pentacles, talks about work, career, finances. It's that suit. Okay, that's what it historically and traditionally means. However, I perceive the Pentacles as being about work, effort, growth, because Pentacles is that earth elemental energy. So it's all of the things that grow, all of the things that develop. Okay, so that energy with the Pentacles, yes, it can be work and finance related, because if you put all that effort and work in the, you know, in your employment or in your business, you will get that financial prosperity back. It's also the amount of effort involved in a project. And the 9, this 9 is amazing. I always say that the 9s are full and the 10s are overflowing. So this 9 of Pentacles, we have a fully laden table. Look at this feast in front of us. There is specialty breads and meats and probably cheeses and fruits and veggies and all sorts. It looks delicious. Wines, lovely, 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 lots of lovely, lovely stuff. But our plate is empty. And so this is a little bit famine or feast. Okay, when it's this upright, it really does look at maybe it being maybe erring slightly on the side of feast. So we're looking at, maybe this is looking at an abundance of something. However, we do need to keep that in mind, that this is famine or feast. Okay, so just bear that in mind, Jessica, and we'll get to the 3 cards for your reading now. So then we always do the cut. We always, as soon as a card jumps, if it's a single card, it's the clarifier or modifier. And once that happens, we stop shuffling, we do a cut, and we lay the 3 cards. So we've got another Pentacles. In where you are now, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. 3s are about moving forward, taking things to the next step. We've got Temperance coming in what you need to know. Now, Temperance there is reversed. And we've got, right now, this is the Death card. So I always have to do this, so just bear with me 1 second. Now, please do not get worried, concerned at all, nervous. Don't get in any way in your head about the Death card. Okay, this card does not mean death. It is, in a lot of other decks, it's been renamed. Some decks call it rebirth, some decks call it renewal, some decks call it transformation. That is what the card represents. It represents the ending of one journey going to the next journey. That's what it represents. It represents the end of a cycle. So this could be the end of a chapter, the end of a book, the end of a film, where you are getting ready to the next one, if that makes sense. So it's this really interesting idea about, this is just an ending. It's a big ending, it's an important ending, but it's like the caterpillar effectively has to die for the butterfly to be born. Do you know what I mean? The two cannot coexist. Your previous self and your butterfly self cannot exist at the same time. And it's not even that the butterfly become the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. It does, but in the process it loses its entire identity and becomes something brand new. So that level of change, sorry, I got hiccups. That level of change is what we're looking at here with the Death card. So then, where you are right now, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. As I say, 3 is about changes moving forward. So this card, if 2 represents a couple, the 3 represents either adding a child, adding a pet, if this was the Cups card. Because it's Pentacles, it's looking at maybe moving forward in terms of effort, maybe moving forward in terms of work or building something. Now, because your question is about what does Y think about you, because you've got feelings for them, this is maybe suggesting that there is some work to do there. It will take an effort involved to mutate this relationship from a friendship relationship into something else. So that's an interesting thing, right? So we pop that card just there. This is where you are. What you need to know, we've got Temperance. Now this is interesting, because if it was this way up, it would be talking about compromise. It will be talking about sort of negotiations and finding that middle way through, making sure that everybody is happy with the outcome. This is reversed, which is almost suggesting that, not that you don't take no for an answer. That is not at all what I'm saying, right? But it's almost suggesting that you are going to have to be the one here to make a step, right? If you like the idea of you and Y being in some kind of relationship, you are going to have to be the one to open that door and see whether Y steps through. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that is going to happen on its own. This idea of this temperance, this compromise that the card normally brings, this is something that you can't wait for. You can't take this middle road, because if you have friend zoned Y and Y has friend zoned you, then you've got this sort of situation where you're both in that friend zone. Do you know what I mean? You're both there. How you get out of that is one of you is going to have to come out of that comfort zone, and that comfort zone is that sort of negotiated, everybody's happy with where we are type situation that temperance gives us. Okay, so this is that compromise. Oh well, we're friends and we just get on because we're the best of buddies and we love hanging out together, but there's nothing else in it, we're just the best of friends, right? To move that forward into, well, actually I'm really lucky because, you know, like in my case, I get to live with and spend my life with my best friend, just happens to be my husband. I mean, it's more likely the other way around, you know, my husband happens to be my best friend. But for you to make that change, something has to change. Something has to die. And this is where that death card comes in. This is where that transition comes in. And this is why when we're looking at this Nine of Pentacles as clarifying things, it really is going to be all or nothing. Now, there is a risk involved in this, okay? There is a risk involved in this, Jessica. The risk is that for the relationship to end as it is, if Y doesn't have feelings for you, right? If Y doesn't see you in that way, it could mean the end of a relationship. You had a fight and you stopped talking for 2 weeks now. Then, my darling, you have a choice to make, okay? And that choice is quite simple. You could get in contact with Y and maybe say, you know, I'm sorry, whatever the argument was about, look, let's put this behind us because actually I've really missed you. And you know what? Not talking to you, I really, really missed you. And I missed you in ways I didn't think I would. And actually, I think I've missed you because I like you more than just as a friend, right? Now, it's interesting. Your question was quite specific about what Y thinks about you. I think at the moment, you're very much, Y is very much friend zoned, right? And I don't know whether, I'll tell you what, hang on. Wispy, we're going to pull another card, right? I want to know whether this all or nothing situation, whether this means that Y has romantic feelings specifically for Jessica, right? Does Y have romantic feelings specifically for Jessica? Let me have a look. We're going, am I going to pull one? I'm going to pull one randomly. We're going to pull this one. I don't know what this is, obviously. Hang on, let me just make sure it's one card. Right, what has Y? Ooh, an injustice card right now. Right, whatever this argument was about, Y's feelings are really hurt. Y's feelings are really hurt. It's almost like he's thinking that this argument was really, really, really one-sided, and actually it came out of the blue, and actually it feels like it's kind of, you know, knocked him for six, if I'm honest with you. It feels like he's like, well, what the fuck was, sorry, I'm swearing, I shouldn't swear. What the hell was that about? What, where, why, who, how? God, I don't understand. Jessica's had a right go at me. I don't feel like I deserve that at all. That is what this feels like, right? So if there is, okay, we'll speak. Are there romantic feelings underlying this injustice? Are there romantic feelings? Is there a chance for Jessica, and why? Is there a chance? Let me have a look. Right, there we go, this one. Ooh, King of Cups. Right, okay. That puts things in perspective. So thank you, Wispy. King of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit. The kings are generally regarded as male presenting or male energy people. So it could be why you've used he, him pronouns. So it could be why. But it's also the king is in charge of the heart. The king is very passionate. Now, the thing is, coming up with that injustice card, whatever this argument was, it feels like you've hurt his feelings. It feels like he's butthurt. Do you know what I mean? It feels like he's really, really a bit pissed off with the situation. This is where this comes in, right? This is where the death card comes in. You are going to have to shift this, right? If there's any hope at all I think, looking at the cards, I don't think there is a chance for the friendship to go back to the way it was. This feels like an all or nothing now. Right? And it feels like an all or nothing. If you're in a situation now where you're not talking anyway, why not risk it? Why not say, look, actually, do you know what? I've messed up. And I didn't realise how much I'd messed up until I haven't had you in my life for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. And actually, it's made me realise that I do want you more than just a friend. I do really, really, really love you or have feelings for you or whatever it is. And I'm really sorry, right? It's going to take something like that. So that would be the ending of the friendship. What it looks like afterwards will depend on this injustice card. It will depend on how bad that argument was, right? If it's super, super, super bad, if it was really something that Wise felt really unjust about and it really came out of the blue and wasn't very fair, then it might be that you need to do a bit of grovelling and a bit of serious apologising here, and maybe to explain, look, I'm sorry I went all in the argument. It's because actually I have really strong feelings for you and it really confuses me, but you know what, I miss the hell out of you. If there is any chance for us to repair not only the friendship but to take it a step further with this 3, if there's a way of taking it a step further, then tell me what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? It might be that that's what you have to do, and that's why this temperance card isn't talking about compromising. It's talking about basically within reason, right, doing what Y needs you to do in this case. So if that is apologise, if that is give him time, if that is, whatever it is, don't ever let yourself be told what to do. Don't ever let yourself change who you are fundamentally for a relationship, because they're not worth it. But if it means that actually it takes time for you to build a trust or something like that, if it means, maybe going for some counselling to deal with anger issues or jealousy issues or whatever it is, whatever's caused this injustice, whatever that is, do that work. Show why that actually there is a reason why you acted the way you did, and that actually he hurt you as well. Right, then in that case, my darling, in that case, I think you need to have this conversation, right? If this is where, if that is then when, if he hurt you and if it was unjust from his perspective, then again, I think you need to have that conversation. Because if nothing else, to be honest with you, if nothing else, it feels like this ending is almost going to happen either way, right? If this ending's going to happen either way, then you need to put your cards on the table, literally put your cards on the table, because this injustice, whoever feels it, he might have hurt you in a way that wasn't intentional. If he didn't realise that you were in love with him or had those feelings for him, he might not know. I ain't being funny, right? But generally speaking, the males of the species are generally a bit thick. Do you know what I mean? They like, I can, as a trans woman, as somebody who everybody assumed was male for the first 20 odd years of my life, I can tell you, I hung around many people that were identifying as blokes who had no clue about anything. No clue about anything, right? No clue whatsoever. So it might just be that his male blinders are on and he's just completely unaware, and you might have been giving him signals for the last 6 months, and he's just like, this is my friend Jessica, she's my friend, that's all it is, we're friends. Oh, talk about the football, and we talk about World of Warcraft together and Dungeons and Dragons, and we talk about, you know, we laugh at the same memes because we're just friends, la la la, it's all good. And secretly you've been there going, oh well, hello, why didn't you come up and see me sometime? Hi, bat your eyelids, somebody's at the doorbell. So you do all of that and he's just not picking up the signals. That is also something that is very, very possible. I think either way, the only way you are going to get closure, right, is all back to this very first card that jumped out at the beginning. And it is a share song. Baby, it's all or nothing now. Don't want to run and I can't walk out. It's all or nothing. It's famine or feast time. It's time to basically go, look, do you know what? We had an argument. I miss you, I think I'm in love with you, or I think I fancy you, or I think I want to be with you, or whatever, however you phrase it. Do you have feelings for me that run deeper? If so, is that why you were a prize dick to me? If so, we need to talk. If not, we need to talk. Either way, we need to talk, even if it's just for both of us to clear the air and go our separate ways. I know you're scared of rejection, my darling, but listen, at the end of the day, right now, the relationship is over. Right now you're not speaking, there is no active friendship there. The worst thing that can happen right now is that you confess that you have feelings, or have grown feelings, or however you want to put it, and the worst thing that can happen is that Y says, oh well, that's on you, not on me, and then buggers off, right? But time for Auntie Lisa to be real but kind. You said that Y hurt you. If there is any hint of anything that is, it rhymes with schmabusive, if there is anything there, any hint of anything like that, then whatever feelings you have for Y, it's not worth it, right? If there's any element of control, any element of you being manipulated in any way, then whatever those feelings are, it would be better to let them go and let them dwindle away like coals in a fire than it would to spend a lot of time and energy trying to stoke those coals back into a full flame. Do you know what I mean, my darling? I hope that helps. Look after yourself, number one. Look after your own priorities, your own mental and physical health. Look after that, and only you will know whether or not the relationship can move forward in that way. If there is any hint of anything like that, any hint of anything negative, then please look after yourself and maybe give this one a wide berth. But if not, and it's just a disagreement that blew up, then I think you need to have that conversation. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. And the cards seem to suggest that you need to have a word at least. Okay? And either way, this relationship is going to change. Whether it changes and dies off, or whether it changes and blossoms into something brand new, that's just for you and Y to work out. But I wish you nothing but the best, my darling. And thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, no problem at all, my darling, no problem at all. Hello, Nanette. I hope you is well, my darling. There we go. Highlight that one. There we go. I hope you're well. Oh, look at Jack in the... Is Jack, isn't it? Yes. Look at Jack in the profile picture there. Oh, so cute. Oh, I love doggos. I adore doggos. I'm slightly concerned, you know, because Rufus keeps showing me pictures of puppies. Yeah. Cures and Curses didn't go bust. They stopped because there wasn't enough profit in it, basically. That was the problem. I think I got their very last one. It was in an orange bag. Well, it might have been the one before their last one. I can't remember. But I think it was the one before their last one, because I think their last one was like a collection of, no, I don't remember. Anyway, it was either their last or their penultimate one that I got. And yeah, they basically weren't making any money because it is so tight in that subscription box field that unless you're like Witch Casket, where you have so many subscribers that you can go and get your own machine making tools and your own, you can literally go, we are buying 10,000 blanks of something and we're going to put it through our own machinery and carve it and make it a unique item to us. Unless you've got enough money and enough subscribers to make that worthwhile, that a lot of the boxes struggle. Trust me, I've looked at Coven quite a bit, but I am because of the witchesrow.co.uk, I am on the same wholesaling list as Coven. So I know where they get their stuff and I know what I could buy their items for. And I don't think it's worth it, if that makes sense. I don't think it's worth it. Cute doggy, yes, cute doggo. It is Jack, yes, I thought it was Jack. It's names I'm bad at, Nanette. It's names I'm bad at. I did find, though, hang on, where is it? I did find the box with the jewellery in it. Yay! From like 1 billion years ago. So, and I haven't forgotten your mug. It is still in the other room. So I will get that sent out to you because I found the jewellery piece. That was the thing. I was like, you and ... You and who is the other person? I can't remember. But you and someone else both got a piece of jewellery in that giveaway. So that will be getting sent out. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. Off key now. You never know, dear. There we go. For the YouTube copyright strike. Talking of which, Holland, thank you for sending me the music. I've downloaded loads of it, and there's a couple of pieces that you'll probably be hearing at some point soon. Since I changed all the gubbins over to all the new ones, we're okay. I saw it was all very Crow Collective. I saw it does look really good, but also I did a quick tot up in my head of the value and went, for retail it's quite good. For what I know I could buy them for, ooh, I know, right? But trust me, I saw the Crow pieces. I like the earrings, to be fair. I really did like the earrings. But having said that, hang on, randomly on my desk. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds, because randomly on my desk, oh, have I moved them? You watch. I bet I've moved them and put them somewhere super safe, which means they won't turn up for another 9 months. That's not them. Oh no, I've moved them. Oh no, bugger. Oh, I've put them somewhere safe. Oh well, I've got to, no. God damn it. I've got 2 lovely crow, metal crow head things. Skulls, that's the word I was looking for. 2 chrome skulls that I'm going to turn into earrings. And when I saw those, I was like, oh, that's interesting. The ring is really heavy. It did look it, I will say. Anyway, right then, so it's time for another reading. Shall we have another reading? Let's have another reading. Go ahead, pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question, and we will get another cab off the rank for tonight. So if you would like a tarot reading, if you want to guarantee that you're next, go ahead and send it through as a super chat. Any amount will get you on the list. If you want yours to be guaranteed next and to have a longer reading, then do go ahead and send a super chat of at least $10 or 8 UK pounds. If you want to pop your name into the hat for yours to be selected at random, then again, do please make sure you put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and then one of them will get picked at random. Shall we go to New York for this one? I think, do you know what? I think we should.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Indeed, just ask one of our lovely moderators. Content, your question is up. Sarah, it wasn't the wheel of the year. It was like a wheel of a week or something. It was like a picture, a square picture from Witchbox. It was like the big one, and it had almost like the wheel of the year, but it wasn't. It looked like correspondences with days of the week and things. Oh, excuse me. My coffee is really repeating on me. I'm going to be so glad to do a challenge where I don't drink coffee for an entire week. Honest. Yay. Content. Right, let's have a look at general reading for the rest of the week, my darling. We can do that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and swap over the doodah. There we go. And let's have a look then. So I'd give it a quick shuffle round. It's not a full shuffle. And then we will cleanse the space for you, my darling. There we go. And we want to bring in the always lovely Wispy. So then, Wispy, this is a reading for content. We make content. And content would like to know a read. Oh, what are you doing, Wispy? Content would like a general reading, please, for the rest of the week. A general... Oh, what is happening? A general reading... All the cards are trying to go everywhere. Right. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Right then, let's try that again. So Wispy, content would like to know a general reading for the rest of the week. There we go. Now we've done a proper deep cleanse. A deep cleanse. I've got to say, for those of you that were here on Sunday, when I'd managed to drop my smudge spray bottle, it actually has gone down to a bearable level now. It took 2 days, all of Sunday evening and all the way through till now. So 2 whole days for it not to be overpoweringly menthol and eucalyptus in here. It smells quite nice. It smells quite nice of just herbs. So that's quite good. It was very overpowering for a couple of days because I dropped my whole bottle and it smashed on a blooming on a rock that I've got. It's just down here that I use for a doorstop, and it's been very strong in here, but it was okay earlier, so that's why Rufus was in here. So then let's have a look. Content, let's have a look, my darling. So for the rest of this week, Wispy, we're going with the standard. Oh, do I want to change the spread? No, we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it where you are right now. Really? The Three of Pentacles in the same place. You've seen me shuffling. Okay, Wispy, let's see what we go with. The Ace of Wands in what you need to know, and the Wheel of Fortune in the opportunity to come this week. Now that is interesting. Right, let me just get these aligned for you so that you can see them. So then, where you are right now, we have the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles is generally work, career and finances. That's what a lot of tarot readers see it as. I always see it as also being a time of growth, because the Pentacles relates back to that earth energy, and that's talking about green things, shoots and leaves and trees and earth energy and all of that lovely positive stuff. Now the thing about the threes though is it is a time for moving forward. It is a time for expansion. If it was the Three of Cups, it would be maybe bringing in a family member, or bringing in getting a new puppy, having a new child, something like that. expanding that relationship. For Pentacles, it can mean a couple of things. It could mean that you have to put some extra work in this week at work. You need to put some extra effort in. You need to up your game slightly. You need to increase your output or something along those lines. The interesting thing with this, I always relate this when it's a general reading or when it's about work. This always reminds me of those barn building types. Do you know what I mean? You know, the ones where in I don't even know if it's a real thing that happens. The Americans watching, let me know if it still happens. You know, in I guess it would be called the Bible Belt. In the sort of more southern states, there is this idea of communities getting together and building a barn together, right? So you get like, is it in Seven Sisters for Seven Brothers? Oh, that's not the right firm. That's not what it's called, is it? Seven Brothers for Seven Sisters. I can't remember. There's a musical. There is a musical about a few brothers and a few sisters who, or a few, I think they're brothers and I think they're, I can't remember, but it's a musical about some people and some guys and some girls. That isn't the film Guys and Dolls, but it might be Guys and Dolls. I don't think it is. Anyway, there is a musical, right? And they build a barn. That's what I'm thinking of in my head every time I see this card. So it's talking about a community effort to make something bigger, right? I don't know if that actually happens anymore with modern technology, or not. Seven Brides for Seven Sisters. What? Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. That's what it's called. I mean, that would be the modern version, Sarah. Seven Brides for Seven Sisters. I would love to see that remake. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how bonkers the right wing would go if it was Seven Brides for Seven Sisters? That would be amazing. Oh my God, it feels like that should be a TLC program coming on very soon, a reality TV show coming to you very soon. But in all honesty, content, this is what this feels like, right? It feels like that group effort to move forward in a work situation where you are going to benefit in the long term, but right now that output needs to be increased, and possibly it needs to be increased with the support of others, not just the, you and your partner or you and your friend. It needs to be like a group effort. It's going to lead to, in the behind the scenes, in the what you need to know, we've got the Ace of Wands. Now this is a brand new project, okay? So this is directly connected to this content, right? This Ace of Wands is aces are new projects. Wands is about confidence. It's about self-esteem and all of those lovely positive things, right? Growing how you feel about yourself, all of that. This is really interesting, right? This is really interesting because what this is saying is that there is a project that you are going to reap the benefits from in terms of not just financially, but in terms of your confidence and your self-esteem. You are going to grow as a person because of this. So if that means putting some extra hours in at work or starting something that is going to benefit you within that work field, within that money element, then that's what you need to do this week, right? You need to really focus on whatever it is that you're doing, whatever effort you're putting into something. If there is something that is new, if there is something that is personal, or if there's something that is important to you, really put that effort in, really concentrate on it, because the outcome, the opportunity that we've got here with the Wheel of Fortune is massive, right? The Wheel of Fortune is literally massive. This is a situation where your entire life, you could change a lot about it with the spin of the wheel. You can literally see, right? It's the traditional Wheel of Fortune. However, in this case, look, it's the wheel of a ship. It's the tiller of a ship. So this is about taking control, but it's also, there we go, look, with the blindfold, it's also about taking a bit of a blind risk. Now, the thing about the Wheel of Fortune, it's great. There is a lot of opportunity here. There is a lot of chance for growth. There is a lot of chance for massive success with this. However, there is also a chance of failure. Okay, so whatever it is that you are doing, whatever it is that you are, whatever this is, make sure that if you are spinning that wheel, if you are gambling, make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you're not putting your mortgage on the line. Make sure you're not putting the pink slip to your car on the line in a race, whilst it's whilst the opportunity, right, for a reward is huge, there is also that risk involved. Okay, and I do believe where there is great risk, there is also great reward. To completely paraphrase and bastardize Spider-Man, but I do believe that sometimes in life we have to take that risk, and the payoff when we do can be massive. But also the reverse is also true. If that risk doesn't pan out, you could lose a hell of a lot. So just make sure that you know what you're doing this week. Okay, it feels like it's a good week. It feels like it's an important week. It feels like if you get this right and you put this effort in, then it feels like these opportunities to come are going to be quite substantial. Okay, but it kind of feels like you need to put this work in. I hope that helps, my darling. Thank you for your question content. And yeah, as I say, I hope that gives you a little bit of advice. Remember, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. And tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice, or work advice, because I'm not the person to do any of that. But anyway, thank you. And listen, if you have a really good, successful week, come back next week, either next or Sunday when we're on again, or Tuesday, and let us know how things have gone. Because I'm a nosy cow. I just want to know. I'm just nosy. That's all it is. But no worries. Thank you, my darling. They don't build barns anymore. How would you get a barn then? How would you get a barn? If you've got a farm and your barn collapses in a hurricane or a tornado or whatever, how would you build? You must build barns. They get together and build houses. That's what Jimmy Carter used to do, wasn't it? In that homes for people thing. I'm not very good with my knowledge of America. A lot of it comes from TikTok and YouTube Shorts, so a bit biased. No problem at all, content. Let us know how it goes. Look, as Patricia says, good luck with the week coming. Absolutely. It was 7 Brides. No, it wasn't. I do want to see this though. Coming to TLC this summer, 7 Brides for 7 Sisters. Could you imagine? One family, 7 daughters, all of whom are lesbian. Yay! Ranging in ages from 19 to 38. 19 to 32. That's a bit closer, isn't it? There we go. From 19 to 32. These 7 women all share one thing in common. The same ex. No. Could you imagine? I really want to see it now. You don't have barns anymore. Well, what about the farms? Where do the cows live on the farms? Where do they store their wheat over winter? Where do they store their hay bales? We've still got barns over here for our farmers. There must still be barns. Not like a Barnes and Noble or whatever it was called, that was a bookshop. Not that sort of barn. I mean, like farmers' barns. I watched it in Smallville. They've got one that's red. That's definitely true. Based on that comic. That was factually accurate. Shall we have another? Is this culturally insensitive? Is that what I'm doing now? Honestly, because in my head, in that area, the Dusty region, I don't know if that's, I think it's what's called Bible Belt, sort of the southern states where it's like arid and dry, and Kansas and Texas and other places. There must still be barns, surely. It got me thinking now. You got me thinking I made it all up. No, hang on, Ninette. What do we watch? It wasn't a whole program. What's it called? Sister Wives. Sister Wives. Cody from Sister Wives or something had bought a house and was building a barn on their property. So I don't know where that is or when it was filmed, but that was a thing. Because we watched we only watched a reaction channel because I can't keep up with all the TLC stuff. But yeah, anyway, if you're American and you're watching this and you actually do still have a barn or know somebody physically in person in real life who has a barn, let me know in the content. Let me know in the chat content. Let me know in the chat or let me know down below. Right? If you're watching this on replay, let me know down below because it's confusing me, and I don't know what is like American stereotypes from several years ago that we still get over here. What is from outdated imagery from, you know, bloody Seven Brides for Seven Brothers that would have come out in the, what, 60s, 70s, no, 50s, 60s, and what is actually factual, because, you know, I'm in the UK and we've barely got colour TV over here. But anyway, right, let's have another round. Shall we have another round? I think we should. So, if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead, pop your question in the chat, starting with the word question. If you would like to guarantee that your reading is up next, then please do go ahead and send your reading through as a doodah. Send it through as a doodah. Send it through as a super chat. Hang on, that's not South Carolina. Oh, hang on, you don't have them here. But I don't know where you are. Oh, hang on, my chat keeps freezing and then moving forward. But that's not South Carolina. You have barns in Scotland. Yes, that's very true. That is very true. But mind you, in Scotland, Elsie Tanner is still at the pub in the Rovers Return, isn't she? Yes. And EastEnders has just started in Scotland. I'm not suggesting that Scotland is behind, you understand, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. I'm joking. I have very proud Celtic blood in me. It's Welsh, but you know, I'm joking. I've got friends up in Scotland. I do love Scotland. They've just got the tartan, the witchcraft tartan, haven't they? Oh, it was made in the 50s, was it? I don't know. I just remember when I went through my musical era that I quite liked it, although I couldn't tell you anything about it now. See, I thought it was Seven Sisters for Seven Brothers. That was the name of the film in my head. But anyway, do go ahead, pop your question in the live chat. What are we talking about tonight? Put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. We've been to a lovely waterfall. We've been to New York City. Where are we going this time? How about we go to Mexico at dawn? I think that would be lovely. We're going to go to Mexico at dawn. And you've got 30 seconds to get your questions in.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Yes, indeed. Ask one of our lovely mods. Grace, it looks like we're getting one question per round. So Grace, my darling, your question will be next. Percy, a friend of yours in one of the Carolinas recently had an Amish family build a new arena for their houses, and it was apparently terrifying seeing them yeet the young teenage lads up onto the roof. See, it is still done. See, Nanette? See, it's still done that way. It might just be the Amish, though. It might just be the Amish. Wow. I can imagine how scary it would be to watch that happen. To watch it with very little or no machinery, wouldn't it be for the Amish? Good Lord. But also probably be quite amazing. Yeah, we do, Patricia. This is the thing. This is why America has so much variation, and it's why there's such a massive political difference throughout America. Is because it's so bloody big. It's like 20 times, 30 times, 50 times, one of those numbers would be near the size of the UK. And we think the UK is pretty big. It's not. It's like a tiny little wee thing. Tiny wee thing it is. But yes, we do forget. No, it wasn't years ago. It wasn't years ago at all. Oh, no, I was joking. I was joking. It was years ago. Right then. So, Grace, what question is the most important thing you need to know about your past relationship with your ex? What is the most important thing you need to know about your past relationship with your ex? I love questions like this. I absolutely love questions like this, because it's one of those things where there will be lessons to learn, but sometimes when you're in that situation, then sometimes it's difficult. Do you know what I mean? It's sometimes difficult to see the wood for the trees, isn't it? I've been there, my darling. I have been there myself. So let's have a wee look. So I am going to bring in the cleansing bell. There we go. I'm dropping it for some reason. And we'll bring in Wispy. So Wispy, my darling, Grace would like to know, what is the most important thing that they need to know about their past relationship with their ex? Okay. What is it that Grace needs to know about their past relationship with their ex? Let's see what we're looking at. I know, right? Every state in America seems to be a separate country to us. It does. That was me. I got distracted. I was looking at the chat. So don't worry about any particular card. Then it has to jump. It has to jump for it to be a clarifying card. Wispy, you're on. Right, let me get the other one on screen. There we go. So then, the most important thing that you need to know about your past relationship. By the way, everybody, if you're watching this, please do go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That would really help me out. And also, while you're there, you can ding your subscription button, right? Press your button and ding your bell and change your settings to all. That would really help me out. Change your settings to all. That way YouTube should notify you whenever I go live. We have, for some reason, notifications are way down at the moment, and the numbers we're getting to the live streams are way down as well. That has been noted. I don't understand why. I haven't changed anything on my end. It could just be, you know, YouTube being YouTube. But anyway, do those YouTubey things. It would really help me out. Right then, Grace, let's have a look. The most important thing you need to know about your past relationship, bearing in mind, as always, entertainment purposes only. Let's have a look. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the Where You Are Now. What you need to know. The Seven of Swords reversed. And the Knight of Cups coming in. Right, okay. Interesting. So, Wispy, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Wispy, is this where my instinct immediately went? Excuse me, I burped. I do apologise. So, Grace, I've got a feeling that hang on, Wispy, give me that again. So normally the Queen of Pentacles would be a nurturing card, right? Queens are nurturing, but it would be looking at the amount of effort and the amount of energy that it takes to sustain a relationship, okay, because it's Pentacles. So you could be looking at financial elements here because of the Pentacles. I think in terms of a relationship, we're looking more at that energy output, how much, you know, how much each of you bring to a relationship, what you give to the relationship, and all of that. If you're right.
Yeah, we had another delivery.
Oh, who for?
More milk.
More milk?
Yeah, so the other ones, even I cancelled straight away, they sent another one out. But
Oh, yeah.
one of the boxes had a dent in the side.
Yeah.
So I've sent a thing for replacement, and they're sending in a whole new case out for free.
Oh, good God. Okay. I won't need milk for like 8 months. God Lord. Right, so the Queen of Pentacles. I'm hesitating because I don't know how to put this. First of all, I'm not going to assume your gender of your ex, but if your ex had feminine energy, if your ex was female, then this card would relate to them. If your ex was male, this is relating to you, but it could also possibly be relating to a mother figure, right? So I don't know whether this is with partner place energy or partner's mother, in other words, mother-in-law energy. But there is something here from a very, very strong feminine energy that he was focused on work. This isn't just work. This is this focus is the Queen of Pentacles is all about abundance, right? And all about long-term plans and growing. You can see, right, we've got, sorry, my bracelet, you can see we've got this plant that is growing, we've got a new seedling, so growing things for the future. We've got this rubber plant or whatever it is over here that's being grown, so we've got new shoots here. There's buds growing on all of these stems here that are going to come off. There's some sort of bug, I don't know what that is, but we've also got a rabbit. And we know what rabbits do. They copulate like there's no tomorrow. They reproduce all the time. They are a sign of fertility, right? So you've got this nurturing energy that should come with the Queen to grow things, to have this really good like expansion, right? When it's reversed, it's almost like you say he was focused at work. I think it's far beyond that. I don't know whether he was heavily in debt or heavily scared of being in debt to the extent that all of that nurturing energy was straight about work. There was not just focused for work. It was like that was the only thought waking up. But it's come from either an ex or a mother figure around him, because this nurturing element, it's almost like it's all he knew. It's almost like there wasn't a loving, he didn't have a loving role model to teach him how to be in a relationship. Does that make sense? It's like if his relationship with his mum was very transactional, very much about, I only love you when you get a, 5 A's on your report card or whatever it is. I only love you when you get into the best college, or, if there was that type of relationship, and it doesn't have to be that extreme, but if it was that type where it's that transactional base rather than unconditional love base, then that is what he was taught, and that is what he's brought to that relationship. So it's almost like he doesn't understand. It's like his love language would be, I would say his love language would be gifts, but I get the impression that he was probably quite tight with money as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like he might spend money on something, but it might not be the things that you would expect, and it might not be things necessarily. It's like he might buy you an elaborate expensive gift, but there would be strings attached to that. Do you know what I mean? Even if he wasn't saying, I'm giving you this lovely bracelet because I want you to be with me for the next 5 years. Do you know what I mean? Even if he wasn't saying it, there would be some sort of implicit transactionality, big words, in there. And it's like all of what he was doing was because he doesn't know how to be loving. Do you know, does that make sense? It's like, because he had, and again, it's really strange, because he has no, because that mother figure is, Wispy. Okay, Wispy's given me, not Nigel Bates, bloody hell. That's a character from EastEnders, and now that's all I can think of. Norman Bates. Wispy's giving me images of Norman Bates, right? I don't think it is that bad. I don't think it is that extreme, but Wispy gives me an image that I can associate with an impression. It's like, I don't think necessarily that he was a mummy's boy, because I don't think that he got that much love from his mum, but he wanted to impress, if that makes sense. It's like he really wanted... he wanted love, but he never got it, so he didn't know how to put it out there. Does that make sense? Reason I'm saying that as well is because in the What You Need to Know, it's like, you were never going to win with this relationship, my darling. You were never going to win. The Seven of Swords, what you need to know. Sevens are all about difficult times, difficult decisions, difficult, troubling issues, right? Fives are tumultuous because things are in shift. Sevens are about, oh my God, we're taking on too much. There's a lot happening, and you've got the Seven of Swords, and it's reversed. So there was no chance that at this moment in time that your energy and his energy would work, because whether it's because he was spending, you know, I work 8 hours a day, but actually I have to get into work 2 hours before my shift, and I don't leave till 3 hours after my shift, but it's really important that I'm there, right? Whether it was that kind of almost toxic work ethic, or whether it was, you know, I work for myself, so I've got to hustle, sell these encyclopedias, sell. It's like there was always going to be these difficult choices. There were always going to be these hurdles and challenges, and he was always going to choose the hustle over the rustle of the bedclothes. Do you know what I mean? He was always going to choose the work relationships rather than the personal relationships, because swords is trouble and strife, hurdles and challenges. Sevens are that difficult energy. You add in the fact that this is reversed. It's like you had no chance, my love. You had no chance. Like, you could be the tallest, prettiest, leggiest model from the Amazons, right? Glamazons, sorry. Right? You could be that. You could be the most intelligent, alluring, witty and wonderful person. You could have the world's most sensual voice and singing song and all of that. You would not have had a chance in hell, right? Whatever the ideal relationship was for him, it doesn't matter, because that energy, he doesn't know how to love, so that energy is always going to be muddled, right? And it's giving a Wispy, take it away, because I don't know the film reference. Hang on, I do know the film reference. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, and it is Wolf of Wall Street. There you go. Wispy's giving me images of a personality type, right? Wolf of Wall Street. So I don't know whether the white powdery snow stuff, the white powdery in baggies stuff that isn't made by Pepsi Cola, but is, you know, one of the other cola type name type things, right? That one, being careful not to say things that are going to get the channel demonetized. I don't think it's that fueled, but it's almost like there's that hustle mentality, and what that gives is like not giving a toss, not caring, right? Absolutely not caring about relationships in that way. Like taking opportunities where he finds them. Read into that whatever you need, right? Read into that whatever you need, because in the opportunity here, you didn't stand a chance because you put this conflation of work energy, work, linking in with having nothing but issues and problems and challenges all the time. You add in the Knight of Cups energy. The Knight of Cups is like the ultimate player, right? Knights go in, I always say knights jump in where angels fear to tread, right? The knights are the ones, the king says, let's go looking for the Holy Grail. The knights go, yes. What's a Holy Grail? I don't know. What is it? Do you know where it is? Do you know how we can find it? Do you know what it looks like? Do you have any idea? No? Okay, well, we're going anyway. The knights just jump in. The Knight of Cups is all about the, all about this.
Oh my.
If I had a button that went boom chicka wah wah, do you know what I mean? It's that. That is what the Knight of Cups is all about. It's all about dipping your wick. It's all about the sexy adult times, right? That's what it's about. The energy that this card gives off when it's paired with these two is literally that 80s yuppie hustler mentality, shagging in toilets, in a nightclub after lines and lines and lines of Coca-Cola, and getting up in the morning and doing it all again and getting those big buck sales, because it's all about the bottom line. Do you know what I mean? It's that energy. So trust me, you did not stand a chance, my darling. You could have been the most amazing, wonderful, heartfelt person. You could have come offering every single thing that your ex wanted, right? They write out a relationship wish list. My ideal person would be this tall, this thin, this fat, this whatever, right? They'd have this size boobs, this size hips. They would act in this way. They would look like this. He puts everything down on a piece of paper, right? Because you know this sort of personality is going to put down, and they can't be any bigger than this and they can't be any smaller than that. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of person that we're dealing with. They write all of this down, right? They write down, must want 7 kids, but also be a stay-at-home mum, but also have my dinner ready when I get home, but also look like a model at all times and wear, do you know what I mean? All of that. They write all of that down. You could match every single toxic male thing, right? Every single thing that that person wants from a relationship, you match every single one, and it wouldn't be enough for this person. Because their energy is just not on that page, right? They would still be looking at, this is a massive generalization, but they would still be looking at the secretary, or still be looking at, you know, the person that, the barista that makes their coffee in the morning, because they would just see people as transactional, because that is the energy that this gives off, right? So you had no chance in this situation, right? Wispy has given me so many visual clues of scumbag behavior. I'll put it that way, right? Scumbag type behavior. Listen, you've got out of this, right? You've got out of this relationship, Grace. I think you have, whether you ended it or they ended it, you have done the exact right thing in getting shot. My advice, my darling, would be to move on and laugh wholeheartedly that you dodged this bullet, right? You absolutely laugh yourself to the next better, more positive relationship, right? Not enough for him. There's never enough for him. Never enough for him, right? There isn't enough. This is like even more toxic than Hugh Hefner energy. Do you know what I mean? This is like ultimate. What Wispy is sending me is this catalogue of images over and over and over again of these type of people, right? And it's the same type of people that have that toxic attitude towards relationships, where it doesn't matter. You could be offering everything on a plate that this person ever thought they wanted, and they would still be looking elsewhere. They would still be, you know, constantly looking around with that roving eye, because they're not able, your ex is not able to love, because they weren't shown it, right? They really were not shown it. And because they weren't shown it, they don't know how to do it. So they believe that love is transactional. And when I say that they believe love is transactional, I mean every context of that word. They probably went to sex workers and people, or if they haven't done yet, they will do. They'd have no worries about that. Oh, we went to a strip club last night. We went here, we went there. And whilst there's no problem with that for a lot of people, if that isn't what you want in a relationship and you want your other half to be doing, then this person is not the one for you, because that's what Wispy kept giving me, this image of pole dancing, right? And not in a general nightclub kind of way. Do you know what I mean? So I hope that helps, my darling. The most important thing that you need to know about your past relationship is that, oh my God, you are so lucky to have got out of it intact, right? You are so lucky to have gone out of it without having, you know, been even more influenced and even more upset. Just think, however long this relationship was, right? It wasn't continuing now. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't continuing to 2026, 2027, 2020, 2030, 2050. It wasn't continuing that far. Thank everything that you are out of that now, right? Because you've got a chance to move forward and find a nice, warm and loving relationship. Whisper, you can take all this person away from me now. Hang on, I'm going. There we go. I had to mute that because I did it really loud and now my ears are ringing. But there you go. Hopefully, my darling, hopefully that helps. But trust me, the thing you need to know about your ex, you dodged a bullet there, my love. You dodged a bullet. I hope that helps. All the very best of luck to you. Listen, the good thing is, right, having had a relationship like that, the good thing is you now know what the red flags are. I'm getting some red flags. I keep looking for an animation of red flags that I can play on screen. Can't find one. So I either have to animate it myself or I need to get some actual flags, right? You dodged a difficult one there, right? Well done to you for dodging it. If you still had feelings for this person, honestly 100% move forward, right? Move forward. You've got so much more in you and you deserve so much more loving. This person is never going to find love, right? They are going to be one of these people that at the age of 50, they're going to be on their 4th divorce. They're going to have several kids that they don't speak to, don't support financially, have no clue. These kids will have no clue who this person is, or at least some of them won't, because they'll just move from person to person. Do you know what I mean? Really, really, really not a person. Oh, wow. Wispy, take that out of my head. Wispy just dumped into my head an image of my mum's first husband. Sorry, mum. But my mum's first husband was not a nice person. It wasn't, as far as I know, it wasn't, you know, handy or particularly controlling. He just was a bit of a scumbag. And Wispy just popped that image into my head. So there you go. If he was anything like my mum, luckily it's my mum's first husband, long before she met my dad and long before me and my sibling were born. But there you go. There you go. The fact that they've just given me that from the Akashic just absolutely sums up. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what, Grace? If I could come and slap his face for you, I would. That's what I feel like doing. Just slap. And I don't get violent for anybody. But slap around the face. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, hope that helps. And yeah, thank you very much. Oh, that poor woman. Oh, that poor woman. That poor child. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. That's so sad. I mean, one thing I will say, for some people, having a child can be the making of them, where they look at their firstborn child and they realise everything they've ever messed up in their life, every error they've ever made, every time they've ever been an asshole. So fingers crossed that happens in this case, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Anyway, my darling, you're very much better out of it than you ever were in it, and I hope that at least I hope that gives you some peace of mind. Okay, seriously, I think you dodged a bullet here. I really do. Could you imagine? Anyway, No problem at all, my darling. No problem at all. Come back and see us either on Sundays or next week or whenever you want. And we'll have a look and see if there's any nice, new, positive, lovely, shiny, happy people in your future. But for now, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question and thank you for subscribing to our lovely channel here. By the way, everybody, what's it called? Our thingies. I'm so good at this YouTube thing, aren't I? I'm so good at it. Our memberships are open. You could join our Crow Collective. So it's called the Crow Collective because the people that we have join are like a family or a murder of crows, right? You're not allowed to use although YouTube doesn't like the M word, the murder of crows, right? It doesn't like that word. So I've called it the Crow Collective. We are a lovely group of people, and the Crow Collective is a slightly witchy, slightly spooky group of people who all have lots of different histories and backgrounds. But if you would like to come and join us for live streams at 6 p.m. every Sunday evening, early access to videos that I make and videos that go onto the channel, and also giveaways. There will be a giveaway happening this Sunday, and also you'll be able to decide on Sunday what deck I'm using for the coming week. I think that's going to be a regular thing now as well. And you get access to doodahs and special emoji things and other bits and bobs if you want to come and help support the channel and give a donation to charity, because every single members, we 10%, once YouTube takes its 30% off the top, 10% of what's left goes to the PDSA, which is a charity here in the UK for poorly animals, and it's like animal hospitals that are low fee, and also 10% also goes to a local homeless charity here in Leeds that both me and my other half support. So if you'd like to become a member, help to do those wonderful things, and also get a lot of other lovely stuff, then you can do so by doing this.
Ask your question now.
No, that's not it. That is not the button, Lisa. That was Mexico at dawn.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Yes, indeed. And when I say thank you, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We've got a members message. Look at this. Woohoo! Holland has been a member for 10 months. Wow, that's how long ago it started. Wowza. Thank you for your support, Holland. Nanette has been a member for 8 months. Again, wowza. Thank you for your support, Nanette. The reason that we have a brand new camera on this channel is down to the members. Patricia has also been a member for 10 months. Wowza, look at that. Again, thank you ever so much for being on here. You also get those messages that pop up on your anniversaries as well, so that's good. Wow, I didn't realize. That is amazing. Thank you so much. The reason that I've been able to transition the channel into the way that we do it now without the StreamYard access is because of being able to get different software, different editing software, and to also manage things in a different way, and to do things like, you know, upgrade the camera, upgrade the microphones, and improve everything. And hopefully you can all see that in the output that we're putting out now. So thank you very much to the members. And right, I think it's time for another round. So if you would like a tarot reading, please go and do the one. Oh, Percy, thank you, my darling. You'll become a member soon. Thank you, my darling. Do go ahead and pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question, or you can send it through as a super chat. We've just about got time for a super chat. Don't forget, if you do super chat, the same rule applies. 10% of everything, once YouTube takes its cut, goes to the same 2 charities that we support. So that is a thing that we've done since before it was on this channel. So then you've got about 30 seconds to get your questions in. What do we want today? I tell you what, we've had, should we have fire? Let's have fire energy for a change. We'll go ahead. You've got 30 seconds to get your question in, starting with the word question. Go ahead right now.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Indeed, just ask one of our mods. You can see the mods because their names are in blue. So then, keeper of the questions, who have we got on today's channel? Who have we got on today's channel? You can see my brain just was not functioning then. Who is the person getting the next reading? Keeper of the questions. Let's have a wee look. We've got more than one person, more than one question in the chat. So keeper of the questions, who have we got? I'm just waiting for it to come up on my end. I'm not muted now. Nope, that's good. Who have we got, keeper of the questions? Oh, bear with. Okay, we've got Percy. Percy, thank you. Percy, where's Percy? Hang on. My chat screen's moved. Thank you. My chat screen has moved. Oh, why wouldn't it let me go up? Question: Why is there such weird energy in the empty house on the end of our row? Have you been in the empty house on the end of your row? Are you... Don't dox yourself here, Percy. Be careful what you write. Do not be admitting to breaking and entering or other things. Do not go gently into that. No, it's not what I'm trying to say. Do not admit to doing anything that might be illegal, right? So just be careful on that, my friend. Right, let's have a look. We'll see if we can find anything for you, my darling. If your question wasn't asked, do me a favour, select it, copy it, get ready to pop it in again on the next round. We should, in theory, have space for one more after this. Right then, let's have a look. We're going to cleanse the energy. And Wispy, we need you now, right, in full dragon mode, please. Full dragon mode. And I'm also going to bring in, hang on, while we're here, let's bring in Tank, and also we'll bring in Rocky as well, because I want protection here. So Rocky, our original dragon. Sorry to wake you up, my friend, but I want Rocky on standby. Rocky. So the reason I want Rocky on standby is because I don't want any connection being made to whatever, if there is an entity or anything like that. I don't want to be connecting with it, even through the medium of the web, the interweb space, cyberspace, or whatever you want to call it. I do not want any connection to be made. Thank you very much. So stand by, dragons. There's a reason I have the dragons that I do, and it keeps everything protected. So Wispy, we're going for it tonight. Right then. So, Wispy, Percy would like to know, why is there such weird energy in the empty house on the end of the row? Why is there such weird energy in the empty house on the end of their row? Are you sure you want to know, Percy? Are you sure you want to know? Right, so then what are we going to do? We're going to look at the situation. Do we do situation, obstacle? That's what we'll do. So we'll do situation, obstacle, and how to overcome. Situation, obstacle, and how to overcome. Right? Situation, obstacle, and how to overcome. What is the situation going on with this house? This weird energy. What have we got? Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, a lack of growth. It's been... Okay, why has nothing grown there? What's going on? What's the obstacle? The moon reverse. It's an ungodly place. Why was that the first words out of my gob? Why is it why was an ungodly place? I don't use the term ungodly. That does not make any sense. Right, okay, an ungodly place? Really? From a post-pagan witch? And the 9 of Wands coming up in the how to overcome. Lots of confidence. Right. So, Wispy. The 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles is work, career, finances. I don't think it's a financial element. I think this is the growth side with that earth elemental coming in again. 7s are difficult questions. So there was a difficult situation that not only... Why is it toxic though? Sorry, brain's jumping. Wispy's telling me it's Wispy's saying toxic. Right, why is it toxic? Why is it toxic? Why is it toxic? Why is the energy... Hang on. Why? Right, Wispy, give me. The situation card. We've got a lack of growth. Not just a lack of growth, but it's almost like... Oh, are we dealing with a psychic vampire situation? Are we? Right. Okay. Let's look. We've got... I'm going to pull a third. The Star and the Ace of Swords. Okay, there's a lot of... Right, so... Why am I getting sorrow? Hang on, you've started something now, Percy. You've started something now. What's the top line? What's the top line, Wispy? Right, okay. Oh, yeah. Right, okay. Lots of negativity, right? Lots of negativity. Sorrow, sadness, unhappiness, uneasiness. 9 of Swords. Swords is trouble and strife and obstacles. The 9 is the most. Reversal is even more shit nastiness placed on top of that. There was a lot of... Whoever lived here went through some really tough times. Really. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like really tough mental health illness issues, like very, very poorly person, very stressed person. We've got that linking in with this idea that whoever... I think there's an issue around whoever owned or whoever was somehow responsible for the house Freudian slip. Whoever was responsible for the house there's difficult choices around what to do with it. I don't know whether it was a council property that it's just been let because they're waiting for tenants, or whether there is something else going on. I don't think that it doesn't feel that there is a lot of movement happening with this card. We've got the star. The star for me is wishful thinking. The star is this idea of goals not necessarily being met, but it is upright, so it's a slightly more positive. So there was hope for this property. There was, whoever lived there, whatever the family connection was, whatever it was initially done with hope. They were hoping for a new start with the ace. So they were hoping for like this to be a new beginning, a new start, a new project, something to come through, but it just caused problems. It caused problems financially, and it led to this top line. It led to this crisis happening. I don't know whether it was like people moved out because it got repossessed by a bank or something like that, or whether there was something else that happened there. I don't know, and I wouldn't want to probe. But whatever it is, the situation was like the house has got the energy of whatever that sadness and sorrow is. The what was it? The obstacle. My first response is an ungodly house. Why is it ungodly? I've got no idea. Wispy, why was that the first thing that came to me? What was it about the house that is quote unquote ungodly? And we're pulling from the middle of the deck somewhere. Where are we going, Wispy? Where are we going? We're going here. We're going here. Okay. So the Three of Wands. Okay. Wands is self-esteem, confidence, that sort of thing. We're going, no, I'm going on the bottom one. Okay. And we've got the Ace of Wands reversed. Right. Okay. Family. There definitely was a family or some sort of either moving in to have a family or moving in as a family, and it went tits up. There's something that happened. This new project, whatever this was, the new project, whoever moved in last, they moved in, it's not that they brought a demon with them, Lisa. That isn't the thing I'm saying. It's not that. It's like they had this idea of a new start, a new beginning, but actually it immediately caused problems. So whether it was out of their budget or somehow it was just not working out. This Ace of Wands, they wanted this new beginning, this new coming together as a group. The Three of Wands is about moving forward. This is about, having more people involved. This is expansion. This is, again, family. With the moon here, though, the moon being reversed, I think the moon for me is about spirituality. It can also be about timing and dates and monthly. That, again, that monthly cycle would put me in mind of things like rent and mortgages and bills, and that idea of that cycle continuing. The element that comes in here with this moon being reversed, this spirituality element, I don't think this spirituality element is necessarily in the property. Whatever it is, it feels like, oh wow, okay, what's that from, Wispy? All hope was lost, friends will be friends, all hope is lost, and something, whatever that song lyric is from. It's a Queen song. I don't know what the top of it is on the top of my head, but all hope was lost. That says it all. And the moon, I often relate this card to navel gazing. So it's stopping and it's looking at things from a very odd perspective. It's looking at things and not taking action because you're waiting for a sign. And it's like, it's that, thank you, Wispy, it's that saying of, oh wow, right, okay, it's I often say the saying of the man that falls in the hole, the deeply religious man, right? So he falls in a hole and somebody comes along with a rope and says, he's a priest, he says, Father, here's the rope, grab the rope, I'll help you out. He says, no, my son, don't worry, God will save me. He then goes another day and somebody comes along with a ladder and they put the ladder and they go, oh, Father, we can save you with this ladder. No, my son, God will save me. So the next day goes by and he's starting to wither away and it's hot and he's got no water and everything. So he's starting to really suffer. And the fire brigade turns up and he says, the fire brigade say, Father, we've got all this equipment. We can send you down. We can get you up. You know, we can bring you up. Everything will be fine. No, my children, God will save me. And then the next day, the priest dies, and he goes to heaven, and he's arguing with God at the pearly gates, and he says, God, why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save me? I prayed. I told everybody you would save me. And God says, for fuck's sake, I sent you down a person with a rope. I sent you down someone with a ladder, and I sent the fucking fire brigade. What more do you want? It's that. It's this idea of all hope was lost. There was a faith in something. I'm not talking spiritual, but there was a faith in something that things would get better, and it went really, really tits up. It went really, really wrong. And it led to a lot of these problems just led to, it's like it sapped all the energy, it sapped all the strength, everything that was positive. Just, you know how it's like this went from Technicolor to grayscale in over a period of time. It just got worse and worse and worse. And the hole that they got in could not get dug out of. The obstacle, how can this property, how can people get rid of this ill feeling about this property, Wispy? We've got the 9 of Wands, so that is super confidence. That is going in with confidence, clearing out. We've got the Knight of Cups energy, so this is a really positive, loving energy that needs to go in without fear. Knights don't have fear. There is something, this property, it wouldn't surprise me if this has become like one of those houses where people think Michael Myers lives, or, you know, this is the boogeyman's house, all of that bollocks. It wouldn't surprise me if at Halloween the kids rush past this house or something, right? If it's been abandoned and empty for a while, that'll be the reason. It's because there is this negativity about it. And it's almost like if they show the house, people pick up on this sadness vibe, even though it's like, okay, thank you, Wispy, I'm getting this, okay, I'm getting fresh paint. So if it's been redecorated, it's like they redecorated, they paint the walls white, everything looks nice and pretty, but it's still got that stench of failure or something going on. And then we've got the Sun. It's just going to need a new family, new life, literally new life being brought to the property. Not just the liquor paint, not just it being kind of refreshed. It's like it's going to take the force. Are we talking summer? Are we talking people moving in summer? It's possible that people will move in summer. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right, Wispy. What is this Sun element? What is this Sun element? The Sun is about growth and new energy. The Sun is all about, like, the Sun sustains the earth. It is, without the Sun we cannot move forward. But the Sun is also, why have you given me Donald Trump, So do you remember back in COVID times, Donald Trump was saying, like, oh, sunlight can kill the virus, maybe it's sunlight, maybe that's something we can try. Idiot. No, it's not that. It's not that. There is something here about it needs to be opened up to the sun, right? It needs to be somehow opened up. Like, the energy needs to be to let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. It's somehow, it's going to be dark and gloomy, and it needs windows, or it needs doors and windows open. It needs cleansing. Thank you. It needs doors and windows spring clean in the sort of the emotional baggage way. It needs a good bloody top to bottom cleanse. Fuck me. How many cards is that? I don't know how many cards it is. 10 cards. There you go, Percy. I don't know where any of that came from. I hope that's answered your question. What did I say? I've got no idea what I said. I don't think there's any, I don't think it's a haunted property. Not with, like, ooh, there are ghosts and nefarious unalivings happened here. I don't think it's that, but it's almost like, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was almost that. Do you know what I mean? It's like there is just deep sorrow. This is a place where dreams died. This is a place where hope died. Or hope is lost, and all Friends will be friends. Oh, there is a lyric. When all hope is lost and something, friends will be friends, right? That all hope is lost. It kept giving me that over and over and over again. It's now playing on a loop in my head. Whatever that is what happened in this property, right? It's not cursed. It's not possessed. It's not haunted by evil spirits. It just feels like an unfortunate series of events happened. Whoever was living there thought that this property would be like the answer. They thought this would be a hope, this would be a positive move forward. It's really got bad. It really went tits up straight away. And it's almost like it was bought in the 80s and then the crash happened. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that, where, you know, we've moved into the property and then all of a sudden we've lost our jobs and we're now struggling and everything's going horrible. I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps for whatever reason, Percy. But thank you ever so much for your question. And Wispy, please don't do that to me again. Flaming Nora. Talk about when things switch on. I kind of vaguely know what I said, but I'll have to watch this one. Wow. Okay. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. Right. That's incredible. Thank you. No problem at all. Oh, that's an interesting theory. A couple lived there and they tried polyamory in the hope it would fix their marriage. That's an interesting theory, Holland. No problem, Percy. You love that we got 3. Oh, we did, didn't we? The star, the moon and the sun. We did get the 3 celestial bodies. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's abandon hope all ye who enter here. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep. I think it is literally all hope is lost. I think it was just it's despair and sadness and sorrow, and for some reason this it's an ungodly house. I don't know what that means. It's not a word or a phrase that I ever use, so I don't know what an ungodly house means. Because arguably this house is an ungodly house because I don't believe in deities and I don't work with deities. I work with a dragon, clearly. But the dragon isn't a god, certainly not. So, you know, go figure. Somebody called Elena here. Hello, Elena. Hey, country. Love Homestead. Country. The sun is shining in the UK at the moment. It's bloody cold though. It is bloody cold. Really cold. Hello, hello. It gives you Amityville horror vibes. No, it isn't. It isn't that. Oh, hang on. What's the RW? What's this? Rider-Waite Smith. Nothing grows in its garden other than just big dandelions that look like the RWS Pence. Oh. Oh. That's interesting. So nothing does grow. That's interesting. I know, right? I know, right? Without any further doxing of you, you can see right. Okay, and it just gives you the boke. The boke. What's the boke? I don't know what that word is. Gives you the ick, maybe. Wow. Okay. Oh, that was. I'm glad you asked the question. Good evening, Shirley Meadow. Good evening to Mag. I don't think I've said hello to you. We're literally just on ending. I'm sorry that I that kind of took over the last. I don't. Did that really just take 20 minutes? Wow. Okay, that's intense. So yes, thank you. The boke feeling sick. Okay, is that? I don't know where you are in the world, Percy, but I've never heard that saying before. Gives you the boke, the boak, boke. Am I saying that right? Is it like gipping in Leeds, where you gip? There's 2 versions of gip. There's like, oh, it made me gip, which is just like, throw up a little bit in your mouth, or is it? The other version of gip is where it's like, lots coming out, right? is it the same sort of thing? Like you go, oh, I boke, gave me the boke, and then you go, oh, that's just like, oh, I feel a bit, or then would you say like, oh, I got so poorly, I boked in a alley? Is that the physical act? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all we've got time for tonight after that reading. Thank you, Wispy. I am definitely going to have to. You think it's Scottish. You're from the Borders originally. You've heard that saying, Holland. Well, you know, Holland is incredibly worldly wise. Holland is very, very knowledgeable. The keeper of the Crow libraries. Yes, Holland. Well, I mean, technically, Patricia is the keeper of the Crow library, and Holland is the curator of the Crow library. Although Patricia, you know what? I'm trying to make a metaphor work, and I'm not getting there. So Sarah, you're up in Scotland, so you must know the term boke. So that's interesting. I've never heard that before. But anyway, on that bombshell, don't forget everybody, you can, hang on, you've got Scott's Family. Trust me, that was an incredibly intriguing one to end on. I'm going to have to watch this last 20 minutes back to see what I said. Because I can only vaguely recall. It was just flash after flash of images in my head. And which probably means I'm probably going to be a little bit exhausted in about 10 minutes time, because that's normally what happens when that happens. And this is a prime time for me to, you know, go into my 1 week without coffee challenge. So anyway, I will see you all on Sunday evening, everybody, without coffee. I will be back on Sunday evening, 6 p.m. for our members. If I'm up for it, I might try another early weekend Friday night stream for members as well. So if you would like to be part of the members only streams, do go ahead, hit that join button. But everybody else, thank you for watching. If you haven't done already, do please hit the thumbs up, and also hit the subscribe button and ding your bell, so that YouTube lets you know each and every time I upload a video or go live. Shirley, unfortunately there wasn't time for your reading this evening, my darling, but come back and see us on a stream very soon, either on Sunday evening from 7 or next Tuesday from 7 UK time, and I will get you in then. Okay, my darling, I will get you in then. But for now, everybody, I'm going to love you all and leave you all and say thank you ever so much for joining me tonight. I will see you on the next one, and as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you when next time. Look at me desperately trying to find the video that I want to end on. There we go, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.
So apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch.
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back.